Let's move on into the main service. Didna. Digin bebe hotza. Binna tinigi. Bitribata di ka. Digin bebe hotza. Solomon yedna got eda khyan ko ashko. Obik akhayui ko. So Adani di Solomon bin Tin di yin bebe hot zam yin tin go Dani. Proverbs chapter 28, 15 through 21 will be our scripture for the main service. Like a roaring lion and a charging bear is the wicked ruler over poor people. A ruler who lacks understanding is a great oppressor. He who hates covetousness will prolong his days. A man burdened with bloodshed will flee into a pit. Let no one help him out. Whoever walks blamelessly will be saved, but he who is perverse in his ways will suddenly fall. He who tills his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows frivolity will have poverty enough. A faithful man will abound with blessings, but he who hastens to be rich will not go unpunished. To show partiality is not good, because for a piece of bread a man will transgress. The next answer. Nastuit so it sees that the clogi anini at ego ado shash anos cheti ki at ego not ani do yashoni eight ado ye ikit da do ye eight ado ye ikit ado zitiki Yenant ashe, not ani, a kitty tea, be at den, a yacht be at denny, a yacht ego, a stop at the oxen, nete, nte at the honey. Nete etta nete ante atahonone yik etenihi as ako not ani nelido as ako not ani nelido. The nesha did yin the nesha the ne Gishigo betilbe Ate hostil ii Hotesha Dolejin as denot she ka denesha ka denesha kona hotle lako kheda konne ajit ingo jo gahi gistahot ol kel nte net o hotel ingo yigahi hoshchin azor kish Khadaik eko ninahoti Ejian o achadui chwe cholodo Ndet ado ya Do ya Do Ndet ado yan da kaiko Da hinani Bestel wo I ja hatte etoni die ordene Denne ba ochotli be big echotli to achayuido denne adot I hiki yatski selini atje bedorni atje bedorni atje bedorni Denne at ego ban titikesko ego yat eta Khala denne ba biz Khala denne ba bizei chi etiki yenina behas ani idokhi Like a roaring lion or a rushing bear is a wicked ruler over a poor people. Dide not ani do yashogo Diyanat iniki, wicked isnaniki, not ani janigo, diyin tadado janizigo, sedat ashilan shidne bist ego ne shaina nashti jinzingo, be ditzo kezo, be just kego sedat diyin do janizingo, not ani hutiliago, diyin tadado janizigo, not ani hutiliago. Nastuit so betsiege at ogi beat na dit nego na jego and dit nego na rana hojelin dole jonina ado abelach is do shash ba o gra haida yich indi lord na halengo e kwachit edole jonina. Like a bear that's pursuing its next kill. Yichindi lo what got nedi yike lo what yichindi lo what they get edo le jonina. Khayshiti digin do jini zgigo a khojin ziniki ego khojo asko. Ya what the end o schada dis trasko o ba chita ho ba ko binashnt a do le jonina khada bechit na ho jishna. Verse 16, a leader who is a great oppressor lacks understanding. Under the same theme, Cheda Alaj, not only not equal, what the Neba Hijdi Zido Lehyen, Beniyen now the Tjekoko, Benazant Aha, Bikijit Nishko, to oppress the people that you are placed in charge of. That word oppressor, shinigi, from the Hebrew it means to extorts or uses to earn dishonest gain. Dina benant adolish, nasty ish, bikidini e baho adolish, what the nego beniyana dil tinene. O bitch na haji snago bansti dako ya digin bitsade ko alle beti tito digin ape be hot zacho ido lehyen seda kha atenila. He lacks understanding. He lacks insight. That word understanding, nigo translate ihilagi, the word that got translated, understanding, it brings in the idea of insight. Though insight comes from noticing something that's not so obvious. Though I shanedante. Besti yitiko, so edigin bitsade or edigitiki, echedigi gladigi, the negadigi ako, yenache edahoyozi. Eyan kha denila. He's lacking. He's in need of insight or intelligence. There's some people that are very intelligent. Alle et de nech egon dich kako. Jo jeder die ti. Die kot la hat no jeder die ti. Haide da dit o de neda dit de die nicht o gaan o ja na ane a de die ti o ich nicht und so ja die da und so no ich nicht. That's intelligence. That takes intelligence. or a skillful understanding. Edi yi tada de yi chki gi jo edi gi ade ko edi yi ahite. Not ani ekot ego. Di bajo atolech bet nego. Baba di ze oiche na wisnago yana di zago jo ya di in betsade ko edi yi ti da hwe denina. But he who hates unjust gain will prolong his days. Ndinana shacha ko ya do ya kanacha I desh ilo o chahui desh inzen gonza kesi tseda yit okot ko tsedo khosen yit jo khagi ya nezrago beina it etale ni. You see, he's dividing up njonokon khat nel khoje ya dihin a get khot a kot jonila ado na khoje ko ya dihin tseda behneli ko benina de nature na hidios na to de negen nature dot in lot tseda o chidos in hen tseda yitjo khago ya jodihin habasid. God's watching this one over here. He's watching both. And God prolongs this ruler's life. Nasko nskago ina gingo doka joni. Verse 17. A man who is laden with guilt of human blood will be a fugitive until death. Khayshiti detene be ina banjist in go. Ekwachi zago. Dene be ina banjist in go. Ya. Anas chego. Wa ina dot jonin. And then in the, I think it's the New King James. Oh, hold on, let me make sure. I think I used the New American Standard. In my notes it says, let no one support him. What the net in not honest in go. I go bajina ba. Me. In the King James, the New King James, you run across little variations in the way it's translated. In the New King James, a man burdened with bloodshed will flee into a pit. Let no one help him. Wow. In our society, in today's world, the nentas sede yichahya das titla aaj ko da yada jopa de ash khata osi ashiba ko da no sin de nei na ba nas ido ebike yen do ya nda hotel tida Kwajugo iskine ajugo da yichahil da kito eye do be inan do ita nego yichahil da kito hata has ago te digin la bezade ya ago di bekaanan lo la ne ha e anasin chego kwa ina dot e jonila He who walks blamelessly will be delivered. Verse 18. That word walks, diniki, it refers to our way of living. Walks. He who walks blamelessly. And the Hebrew word for blamelessly is it brings out the idea of being sound, wholesome, unimpaired, innocent, having integrity. Tzedacheshi be'ina yat ego. Bajdenot le'ike it ego. Yat ego inanechti will be delivered. E ajugo yistabet or te again the hot ide shakhecha nechesid. It's gone. Eye benaya geedet. Anhedi bibehund ito bikeko bizabel anego yena tini hotego ne ina hatetedo lechnego yena tingo anhedi nahdi liego bikek ehidalko Hanihisijugo yate nachayate ekotego beina nicht igila yistapet all nila. Die Jenla yistashet all tjernen zengonsen kesko begin to walk according to his ways. Bide opel an nini gibik ekola chinna ebego yistante all tjernen. But he who is crooked will fall all at once. That word crooked, that got translated crooked, it means to, the Hebrew word, it brings out the idea to be perverse, to twist or distort. That word perverse, it can have perverted or twisted, crooked. Ikitas gizgo sadenta, ikitas gizgo choigo. Ego beina nechti. Adon dicho. Schotje echwet on die jonila. Oosdog klishnt nila. That's the idea that it brings out. So on neheti digin la ne bikeko ado behekehot ahako khwaina jichiko ya tetole. choose din jona ko de yin bizad na khatane ne khaje ko la no khote de sha khaje ko la bikek at de sha la to de nit zi ni ya jona ko na khatane ne ko na ye na ne hin hin. So it's better for us to walk blamelessly and not be crooked. I often hear certain people say, people know. Why not learn to walk according to God's ways and be blameless? Verse 19, he who tills his land will have plenty of food. Cheshiti bikeya. Yikaket lehi. Nahuich lako. Hasht eneyil ihko. Bichiyan o achayui dali. Very practical. That word tills, naniki, from the Hebrew, it brings out the idea of whoever works his soil. Or it also brings out the idea of whoever serves his soil. Di de keya hagi banjil tke na halengo san chon choyos in edo bajo nishko evet ego a ini na bichiya o hayui joni. That word plenty, Nego translate igilagi, he used it twice, not kedin. So it adds emphasis on nedelane di shohbako that no sin. And that word means abundance. Khade'adoni. Where you can't store it. What that's in Jenny Koban's God. Hakea Bawa Jelian is it lake in now just now, but all in this school. Ena Chian or Petitioning the But he who follows empty pursuits will have poverty and plenty. De koja azol ni godila ne la ne no ha shi beta ol kako be oyo haya ni tliko oyo be hotel jisgo aja ko be ke da hansti lo ko e ya a che na hui na do de hot et e ya hatte et e do le janina. Completely opposite. It's better to work something that and to serve and to serve the land, till it, and grow your crops than to pursue something e kocha opo o ka ko skin ko dit e ya den da den ha den do le ha ida be kin shit la do le den do le joni destitute. That's what the idea brings out, that word that was used. Verse 20, a faithful man will abound with blessings. That word faithful in this scripture right here, verse 20, it means that whoever is faithful has firmness, has steadfastness, or has fidelity. Tseda khajdenot leiki ejit ego. Eya. Akihojitle. O akhayuigo. Behono le jonila. Again, the yin bizadi yede ko nan tiengo anila. De shishe hon egilan ni in lago de tiko tseda be najdenot lege et ego. Shal in ye chiko be inan ego. Be ekhojitle ne di ako tseda ne denat it all the blessings of God. So it's good for us to be faithful, to be steadfast, to be firm, to be steady, to have fidelity towards God and His ways. But he who makes haste to be rich will not go unpunished. Tskih ko adit in de nego oyo ben de jizgo. Niche bo on ka ko a ko dat den ya ko e ya. O tim de on ni jonila. Do on do neta. There's a cost. There's a price to pay for that. And it's not pleasant. Aaj ko te ne o hayui. Be te ne be dai le ko. Yini na tita honi. Go, make sure you don't go with that crowd. Okay? Make a good choice. Choose to be faithful to God. Verse 21. To show partiality is not good. Indeed, partiality, it means to show regard or recognize another person above somebody else. Khayda, what Allah the illing upon such a case, or lehiki, dota, nihitneti in bizadi deko. The nea tiht upon sin case. Don't show partiality, don't favor certain ones. He's saying, treat everybody alike. He explains, because for a piece of bread a man will transgress. O pecado de netenesh ego. If you elevate somebody, kochiko ba just neto aga but the law when it's a case go, but it's kazan. It did all the God. That's why he's saying don't be partial. Don't elevate people more than others. Be careful. Because the one you elevate can turn on God. For a piece of bread, a fragment, a morsel, a small piece of food, a man will transgress, Nila. But transgress, Ninigi, from the Hebrew, it means to rebel, offend, or revolt. But what's really different about this word and that was used here, it brings out the idea of to rebel, offend, revolt against God. It ties back into a spiritual matter. Nicht has de do kohot ego do yit in da. Ebeni na achicht ego de negi banse da kes. Khala ni cheya do jek de da ho ida. Allow God to do that. Khala be ya jek has you're in. Allow Him to do that. Khala nehe do jek yit in da go equate in go. The ne the yin yijo hagita. Mihinego ban se kes. Ita ya. Ina tin. Be careful. Allow God to elevate people. Khala be ya je in. Good advice. Khala. Illegal bans in kezen. The thing the yin that difficult thing to Nina. Wisdom from God to yin the be hotla. Benel de dollar, benche ina hatadet $8. To ina yinachkin. Did as it stop by that decay. Kot ego de yen bits ade bizarre benat tine dat badati khako otol nego dilane yo de neilini eta de nego baya de bendawi nego. Be careful, John. So Ada need eat all this. Yeah, no, thank you for coming and being a part. Thank you.